My friends and I were on a trip to Clear Creek in Mountain Town. At some point during the trip, I grabbed my fishing poles and left the group. I crossed a suspension bridge down the creek before walking to find a pleasanter spot. The fish bit well and I enjoyed my time. When night was drawing near, I decided to head back, so I packed my supplies into my backpack and leisurely walked back. It wasn't long until I found the trail that snaked through the woods, but it was just about dark by the time I found the suspension bridge again. There was already someone on the bridge, a silhouette leaning over the left rope, about halfway down. I looked around, but told myself I was being irrational. It was just one person, and the bridge was the only way back. I crossed it, gleamed in the evening sun. When I was about halfway across, I looked back towards the guy. Up close, I could see he was clearly homeless, but more concerning, I could make out that he was cutting the rope to the bridge. It was already frayed, and I ran forward, shouting no, but the last strand broke. Not before I passed the guy, but too soon to leap towards the shore. I grabbed onto a plank and fell with the bridge. The cold water dipped in my back, and I yelled at the man. I didn't stay there for long, slowly ascending the fallen bridge. Once I was at the top, I thought to leave the homeless guy, and I made a step towards the camp. But I stopped. That guy almost killed me, but he was old and crazy, so I turned back to help, just in time to see him standing up at the ledge. I told him that I was going to help him, and he said that he knew. I reminded him how stupid he was while I got out my towel to give to him, due to him being completely soaked. We talked more nicely while I found him a spot to sleep for the night. After I had, it was dark and cold, so I started a fire where I listened to his stories until he fell asleep. I put more wood on it and left by the time I got back to the camp. Dawn was showing and the first signs of its appearance, so I decided to run into town for breakfast. I built up speed on the old country roads. When the sunrise shone in, I unfurled my wings and flew. I caught up to and waved at a newer convertible as I flew past. I watched it as I passed, but I focused my eyes back on the road once it was long behind me. In the morning sun, I could see the town appearing before me, and so I flew over a line of traffic and down the main street. I saw a 2-story dark wood Chinese place that was about to open, so I decided to wait in the line forming around its door to enter. I did, and they had breakfast there, surprisingly, and it was good. It was day before I returned to camp, flying in as like I had flown out. Rutt and Present were there around a different fire, drinking their morning coffee, and they said that they wanted to go fishing. That's when I realized that all my gear had been lost to the bridge, but they said that they had found it on the outskirts of the camp. And so that day we all went again, although we had a bit more trouble crossing the creek that the suspension bridge used to go over.